Welcome back to Headwaters for Heroes Outdoors. We're on part 2 of the Willamar Lodge Port Mansfield fishing trip, and I want to tell you something, people. It's already been great. We've had the red snapper, as you saw in the last episode. Today, we're heading out for speckled trout, and we're looking forward to this. We got Captain Jordan Caballero with Pinch and Fin that is going to be taking us out, and we're excited. The waters we're told are going to be calm. We think it's going to be a great time. Take a look.
We were supposed to be there they told us to pack for a couple of days. I think we ended up staying in Samara, Iraq for, I think it was a couple of weeks we ended up being there. I think it was Operation Baton Rouge that time. It was the lead tank, the loader on the lead tank. We surrounded the city, bounded forward early in the morning. We were loading, I was loading main rounds on the tank, and then also firing the 240 from the loader's hatch. We were taking fire from rooftops, people with AK-47s on rooftops, and so I was kind of doing double duty back and forth. I don't know if it was an RPG or a recoilless rifle, cannon. Both were being fired at us, and but one of them struck the front of the turret of the tank, and I caught shrapnel, which was crazy because I'd been shot at before, been hit by 2 different IEDs, vehicles completely destroyed, not a scratch on me. And then the one time I fight the tank, or the first time I fight the tank, and that's when I get the Purple Heart. Murphy's Law, I guess, you know. Adrenaline was, I didn't realize I was injured. We kept fighting, and then we had to pull back to refuel. I just thought it was sweat. Then Sergeant Qualentano, he pointed out that I was bleeding and injured. And that's when I noticed I was injured. I mean, and then I remember feeling everything hit me, but I didn't realize it. So I went, seen the medics. They wanted to send me back to get stitched up and everything, but I didn't want to leave my my tank crew. So some super glue and duct tape. Good to go. It didn't. I was really fortunate. There's a fine line between losing limbs and not, and I was damn lucky. Deep lacerations, but you know, I didn't have to come stateside. I was very fortunate. Like that day, if it wouldn't have been for Chavez, we call him Navajo, my best friend in the Army, he was driving the tank, and if it wouldn't have been for him that day, my injuries would have been a lot worse. I probably would have been dead. I mean, if he wouldn't have maneuvered that tank like he did, it would have been a lot worse. Like credit, I mean, he saved my life. He really did. So.
Yeah, it was really interesting because when I was over there, you know, when you're over there, you're doing a job. You know, you're professional, you're trained really well, and you're doing a job. And my dad, he watched the news. Back then, he didn't have a bunch of news channels, but he watched the news had it on 24/7. And I'm like, Dad, you know, why'd you do that? You know, he's like, oh, son, you were over there. So when my boy's over there 24/7, you know, watching that, and, you know, but you worry, but we come up with this little thing, you know, no news is good news. So, you know, if you don't hear anything for a month, 2 months, luckily we were only over there for 6 months. Our war lasted 4 days. You know, it's over there for 6 months, but you know, he was over there for a year. And you know, when he got there, it was the day after Hussein was found in the spider hole in Tikrit, so things were pretty radical going on. So we didn't experience that. We were out in the desert. Our Bradleys were supporting the tanks that he was driving, so we had the big boys in front of us, so we didn't have to really have that many concerns. We done a lot of refugee control and providing food and water for people that didn't have 7-Elevens, and that was a challenge. Well, the day he told me, you know, he called me and said, Dad, I got a Purple Heart, which is a month or so after he got the Purple Heart. Because as soon as he told me that, I'm like, oh no, you know, what happened? And like you said, there's a fine line between life and death. You know, that shrapnel can 6 inches one way and it would have been all over. I would have had chaplain showing up in my house, so.
I've been doing it for 5 years, going on 6 now. I started when I was 18, got my captain's license as soon as I could, and 23 now, almost 24. And I love it, do it as much as I can. Teaching people, I love teaching kids how to fish, love teaching people that have never been out. Some people have never done it, some people have done it a couple times. I just like taking people out fishing. I think everybody needs to experience it. My charter company is Pinch and Tails Fishing Charters. We're out of Port Mansfield, Texas, and we do bay and offshore fishing. Bay, we can do wade fishing, bait, live bait, dead bait, artificial, whatever the client wants. Offshore, we do trolling trips, which we'll go out, try to catch some billfish, mahi, wahoo, whatever's biting. And we also do snapper trips, and it's pretty fun either way. We catch fish.
That was nice, a lot more calm. Day 2, we stayed in the bay, a little bit warmer, but the water was really, really calm, almost like glass.
We're about to head north of Port Mansfield. We'll be fishing with live croaker today. We'll be trying to catch redfish and trout, maybe some flounder. We had the freeze, I believe it was 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and it killed a lot. I mean, a lot. And the redfish did all right through it, but the trout, it devastated their population. But it's coming back pretty strong already. Fishing's been pretty good this summer.
Yeah, well, that freeze was devastating to Texas as a whole. It was. Our wildlife just took a beating up in the hill country.
Oh, yeah. Black buck axis, nail guy down here.
Another great day on the water. Another great day of fishing. Go catch our limit. Get back home, do some cooking.
I've had a lot of red. I haven't had much trout, so I'm looking forward to this. All right. Jason got the first one. Number 1.
He's a keeper, 17 and a quarter.
Yeah, boy, Captain Jordan knows what he's talking about. Oh, it's a keeper. Oh, yeah.
Be right under right there.
Yeah, I know. Here it is. We'll stretch them out. I told my ex-wife, you know, that's 8 inches, right?
So Jason, everybody has a different experience over there, whether it was Iraq or Afghanistan. You know, none of it's good, I understand that. But tell us a little bit about what you experienced and what you went through, the hard times, the good times, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Well, you know, just like everybody else that's been over there, it was war, it was combat. I lost some pretty key people in my life over here back in the States while I was over there, so that compounded things.
It must be tough not to be here for them.
It was. Extremely tough. But luckily I had a good group of guys I was with over there, and they really held me up, supported me, and helped me get through it.
Did you or did you not smoke a cigar on the steps of Saddam Hussein's palace?
I did. A Cuban cigar.
A Cuban cigar at that.
I did.
Look at there.
Fish on.
Look at there. Darren's got it. There he is. Oh, I believe that's a kefir. I think we got a kefir. Oh, bummer. History means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
And a lot of
Means
your
the world to
family
me.
has served our country,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be forever grateful for that. Tell us a little bit about the history of your family.
So, I mean, it goes back, as far as I know, it goes back to even the Civil War. But what I know the most about is to World War II. My great-grandfather flew bombers in the Army Air Corps, which became the Air Force. He actually got a Purple Heart in 2 theaters.
So you stay in touch with some of your old buddies?
I do. I do. We're still a pretty strong group. I've actually belonged to 177 Armor, which was 2nd Dagger Brigade, 1st ID. But like I said earlier, we were always attached to an infantry unit, 118 Infantry, the Vanguard. And, but 177 Armor had a reunion a few years back, and I think there was more of us Alpha Company guys there than any of the other companies combined, maybe. But yeah, we're still all fairly close. We should be getting together hopefully this next year or so for another reunion. Fish on.
There we go. Good job. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, I love those guys. There's nothing I wouldn't do for any of them. And they could call me today and I'd this boat and
They're all right.
damn it. It's a little one. But yeah, I'd get off this boat right now and if one of them needed something, you know? And they do the same for me. That's why.
That's why they call it a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, all right.
Look at this son of a bitch. He's gonna be over. That's a good one. Good.
Just had to change tactics.
Randal tell Scorsese you'll call him back. You're missing all the action. What they say about Hollywood, doing business in Hollywood? Don't work with children or animals
Children and animals.
or veterans. Fish on. Oh, oh, that's a nice
Oh,
one.
ooh, that's a
Look at that son of a bitch.
man.
Somebody.
Oh,
Tiny one.
good one.
Stay on.
Don't worry, Captain. I got this one. I think I can handle this one. But they do got these trout. They got those.
Oh, they got
front teeth.
Yeah, they got teeth.
Yeah, they're not. You learned that early. Inland, you can stick your finger in their mouth.
They're not a bass.
All right, well, on them now.
Good job.
Breaching the water there.
Well, welcome to the party, Papa D. Welcome to the party.
I had to give him $5 to change his outfit. And I'm like, I don't know why they call you Cat.
He came and
They
whispered.
call me Papa. Oh,
He came and whispered in my ear and said, "Hey, I think we need to try this."
yeah.
You've been through a lot lately. You've been dealing with a lot, and your dad's been a good support, hasn't he?
My biggest support. He's, like I was talking about earlier, you know, having someone, you know, all my buddies in the Army that would do anything for me, you know, knowing that I have someone on this side of it, you know, in the civilian world,
That's a nice one.
is everything.
Good one.
You know. So, yeah, having my dad with me on this trip it's amazing. I appreciate y'all letting me bring him along.
I got called by Clint DeVries here at Willamar Lodge, and he called me and said if I wanted to help out, and I was totally up for it. I love veterans. They have my respect. I mean, my dad was in the Marines for 6 years. My grandfathers were both in the military. My dad's brother was in the military. My dad still works for the military. And I'll do whatever they ask me to.
Little bitty one. Yeah, we went out and slayed the trout. Limited out on them.
Good day fishing. Hell yeah. Damn good day fishing.
After Iraq, I just never, hunting kind of just wasn't for me anymore. I still love wild game. I love cooking it, love eating it. I got a lot of good buddies that big hunters, and I have nothing against hunting whatsoever. You know, wildlife management and stuff, I think it's key. Just not for me anymore, but I love fishing. It's nice, it helps me relax, it's peaceful. So anytime I get a chance to fish, I take the opportunity, I do it. Good for my soul.
Always, you know, this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity. We probably never would have put something like this together. You know, deep sea fishing, one day bay fishing, a couple of days hanging out. This really nice lodge, you can't beat this place. The setup is awesome, you know, it's a great setup, and the people that have this lodge, they're also awesome people, donating their time and their effort, and couldn't ask for better people. You know, they were at our disposal, you know, would do anything that we needed, which is, you know, we come back and we don't really ask of anything, and don't want to be a burden on people, and so that's, you know, to have somebody that does these things, it really means a lot to veterans, and especially the Purple Heart guys that, you know, come back injured, and it's refreshing. It helps people. You know, it's almost spiritual. Again, this organization, H4H, on behalf of my son and myself, we really appreciate it. I think they're doing an awesome job. They take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we, you know, us veterans really do appreciate organizations like this. They're kind of selfless, you know, they don't think about themselves. They put a lot of effort into trying to have us veterans have a good time and enjoy it and kind of get away from the everyday, you know. So it's a really great organization. We thank you very much for everything you do on our behalf and on behalf of all the other veterans.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend, you know, if you get a chance to work or be around any of these people with H4H, you know, take the opportunity. They're just great people. I can't say it enough. I'm forever thankful for Steve and the rest of the good people at Headwaters for Heroes. This has just been a trip of a lifetime. I don't want to start crying or anything, but it's just that giving me the chance to do this with my father. I don't know how many times I've told Steve this weekend, you know, thank you so much. This is just it's been amazing. It really has. A lot of fun. I'll never forget this weekend. Yeah.
Wow, guys, wasn't that something? It was a little bit of a slow start for us out there, and it was hot. But by God, Captain Jordan kept us on it. He kept moving. He did what it took, and man, we did start hitting them. And it was some incredible fish. As you watched Jason and his dad, they had the fishing trip of a lifetime out there. And we owe it all to Captain Jordan Caballero. We can't thank him enough. We can't thank Clint and Nancy here at Willamar Lodge, and Cooter, who was our chase boat captain. Man, they have hosted this and they've done such a great job. It's a beautiful place. If you ever want to come to South Texas, to Port Mansfield, great place to fish. Willamar Lodge is your place to come.